the Kanye thing. Now, let me say before we get into this that if
Okay.
Kanye and the entire Kardashian family was sitting in my studio, I would just be like, who are those people? I have no idea. I don't know. I honestly, like, I couldn't know less, but it seems to me it's a big deal that Kanye is a big cultural icon, and
Yeah.
it's, I can't,
And then the Kardashians and the yeah, it's there are people are caught up, and that's why some people said to me, Mark, why even give them any coverage? That's just reality show drama. But what I said was, unfortunately, there are a lot of young people right now who are into them and that aspect of pop culture and into his music, and we've got to educate young people not to follow that line. It's bad enough that he's following around under Trump. But let's just go back to Israel for a second. Sam, no one can deny the Holocaust. That's totally inappropriate. And I respect that. That's the way it ought to be. That should not be tolerated. Likewise should be for slavery. You are a slavery denier if you run around saying, well, it was a choice. It was a choice.
right.
That's unacceptable. And we've got to educate. And I changed a few people's minds about that. A couple of my fellow colleagues were like, well, Mark, I said like you, I don't know them. I'm not really into them. I said, true. But we all need to be singing the same song, that type of lie is unacceptable, because we've got to educate young people. And not just people like me as a black man need to be saying that. People like you and others who aren't even black need to be saying, hey, that's really uninformed and dangerous. Because you mentioned some of the right-wing reactionaries in Israel. Well, when you say slavery wasn't a real thing or it was a choice, that enables the treatment of those young men in Starbucks. That enables the treatment of Chiquisha Clemens in Waffle House. That enables a young man who stalked the Waffle House in Nashville and gunned down people of color, Stephon Clark, Shuri Ali Saeed, the Muslim Somali immigrant killed by the police just this week. And now we're hearing about the dismemberment of two men in Oklahoma. We gotta hear about. So, all right, good to see you. Yes. Sorry, somebody just speak to me. So, when you minimize slavery, you do that. When you minimize struggle, you do that. And so Kanye has to be called out on that. And we have to deal with him and encourage him to read and read books, just like young people. We are not. You don't get educated. You don't get uneducated. You don't end miseducation. You don't become enlightened. You don't see freedom and justice and equality by only watching reality TV and Netflix. Now, I'm not trying to knock Netflix. I love it. I'm going to look at binge on Dear White People this weekend. But you got to read Dr. King. You have to read Malcolm with two other people that he showed disdain for, saying they weren't that big of a deal. You need to read The Miseducation Negro by Carter G. Woodson. You need to read Criminalizing a Race by Sharshy McIntyre. All of us, we all are enlightened by doing that. And we need to encourage more young people to read and understand. And those who read, who are more informed, hey, they can become cultural icons themselves, because they can write music and write rap based upon their understanding of knowledge and history. And Kanye just doesn't do that. And I'm very, very saddened that he's in this position. Early in the week, I was very angry at him. I'm sad that he's put himself in this position. I spoke with a friend of his today who was trying to reach out and maybe appeal to him. Hopefully he could have some reckoning with him or some reasoning or some intervention. And if so, maybe we can get Kanye to change his mind. But as a one that young people all are looking up to and seeing, no, he doesn't need to be running around saying slavery was a choice.
What is he? Where is he getting this from? Like where is this idea? I mean, because this is a specific idea that that somehow, like, look, there is something either inherent in black people or I mean, he's not just denigrating the oppressiveness of slavery. He's also sort of implying that somehow, like, this is a free ride, man. You get room and board, and you just didn't want to go out and engage in the free market or something. Where is this stuff coming from?
Sam, you know exactly where it's coming from. When I tell you, you know it because you've seen this before. What do all modern day mainstream black conservatives say? What have they been saying for the past 20 years? The Democratic Party is a plantation.
Right.
The Democratic Party, we're all slaves to Democratic Party. We're all slaves to government handouts and welfare. What Kanye, Clarence Thomas has said that, Uncle Tom, Ben Carson has said that, this other young lady who's out here now, Candace Owens, Armstrong Williams, all these people have said that over the years. Alan Keyes. What Kanye did was take it to the next level and say that the actual real institution of slavery, not the one they want to project as is the case today that's going on today, but the actual institution itself was a choice. So now he's melded those two arguments together, and that's what makes it even more and more dangerous. But he got to that point. He was saying the other conservative line first. Oh, Democratic Party's plantation, you're a slave to this, you're a slave to that. And now he's saying he took it to the next level. 400 years, that must have been a choice too. Who's going to allow themselves to be enslaved 400 years? No, that's not acceptable. But that's exactly where he's coming from. He's hanging with the wrong crowd. And as I was speaking with Dr. Ben Chavis on my show this morning, who used to be the head of the Hip Hop Summit Action Network and knows Kanye personally. We both agreed that he's hanging in the wrong crowd, and he's got to be gotten away from those others he's up under. They've isolated him in that group. If he was around people like you and me, he wouldn't be speaking that way. No way in the world.